we understanding that customers buy from company that responds first. We also understand the immediacy standard has changed from 24 hours to now.
Your average agent's responses because of AI will now start looking like your best agent's responses.
You need to know that this is the new reality. This is where things are headed. And it's extremely important to see how we can leverage the technology which is there to make things better for the organization and for your customers.
When it comes to the human agent elevation, I have a pretty concerning question, I would say, and that's what I get to hear when I interact with my clients, whoever I come across. Now, are you telling that this is more a sort of a story about replacing our people, or human agents who have been the face of our brand, managing everything today, are going to be replaced?
I've heard this multiple times, and the answer is not replacing, but it's more like augmenting, I'd say. AI is a great skill leveling partner, right? Your average agent's responses because of AI will now start looking like your best agent's responses, right? With the same set of people, with the same set of skills, you are able to achieve the same standard best outcome that you have defined for your organization. So I would say, AI is your partner along the front lines, and you should look at AI as a companion rather than replacing human agents.
Well, so there are two ways to look at it. Looking at what Vishwanath said, yes, AI automates a lot of the basic tasks, right? So the agent who was handling those basic tasks, you can say it's made him redundant. And yes, it has made him redundant. But what you need to realize is that it also gives that person an opportunity to upskill and handle the more complex tasks, right? If you choose to stay in that area saying, okay, this is all that I can do or this is all I will do, then yes, the task has been automated. But you can also choose to move on to the more complex tasks and other areas which cannot be handled, right? Because in most customer service scenarios, at least at this point in time, there is the aspect of a portion of it which needs to be customer facing, or which has to be handled by a live agent. Now, to be frank, yes, it's going to keep decreasing, right? For there are more and more things that the agents can do. There can be other tasks which would evolve for a period of time. And this has been a tough question and a big question in terms of the disruption that AI will cause. Will it cause a disruption? Will it mean that jobs are being affected? The answer is yes, right? But we also need to be innovative. We also need to see how we can upskill ourselves, how we can move on to other areas and develop.
Understood. So can we say that with the implementation of AI, we're not going to empower the agents to be far more productive, but they'll be able to carve out some substantial time so that they can focus on far more complex tasks?
Yes, that is true. Yes. And AI by very nature, it's also a learning system. And so that's not like a on-off, it's not a one-time, it's an evolution, it's a progression.
Yep.
It is going to get better and better, and it is going to keep moving up the scale.
In fact, what we've also done is repurpose some of those agents to make the AI better itself. Because it's also important to continuously keep giving feedback to the AI systems for it to get better in responding to customer queries. And how do we do that, right? We need to give more data. We need to give more examples, scenarios. And the agents who've been working in this line, can contribute to that. So that's one way to think about it. Okay.
And it's also inevitable, Nitesh, because if you look at it, you know that customers are not satisfied waiting, right? They want a response now. They need a resolution now. And that's what makes for a happy customer. We were talking about customer delight. I mean, it's not okay for you to say, we'll call you back in 24 hours. How is that even going to be possible? Right? The only way you're going to be able to achieve that is by seeing how we can automate, see how we can leverage AI to increase customer satisfaction. But the good thing is, if customers are satisfied, it means those customers don't leave you. It means that you can acquire more business. It means your business grows. And as your business grows, you're creating more jobs for everybody. So there is a positive cycle going. What is going to happen is there are going to be customers who don't do it and customers who will get left behind, which means their customers are going to switch. So it is, you need to embrace what is happening. You need to know that this is the new reality. This is where things are headed. And it's extremely important to see how we can leverage the technology which is there to make things better for the organization and for your customers.
Excellent. Some interesting points there. Thanks, David. So if we had to conclude this discussion, what would your advice be?
I think it's critical for us to reimagine the entire customer experience, because that's the only way that we're going to be in, that we can ensure customer delight.
But everything boils down to a point of we understanding that customers buy from company that responds first. And we also understand the immediacy standard has changed from 24 hours to now. They want things to be addressed and done and acknowledged now. It is also important that the query or issue is resolved within the minimum effort that the customer has to put in. And responsiveness reduces the churn rate. That's a very important point. Speed signal competence, and it also gets you respect. And that is all you need, because it will help you get trust of your customers. The question is not what to respond faster. It's whether you can afford not to.
That's very true. And the only way that it's possible to do this is to reimagine the entire customer experience, because only then we can ensure true customer delight.